It's your nonprofit bestie Gigi here, a risk advisor with OWIG and a nonprofit founder. Welcome to the OWIG channel, where we share simple ways to safe-proof your organization and keep your mission strong. Before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with your nonprofit bestie. And if anything I share today helps, you already know what to do. Drop a 1 in the comments. All right, bestie, let's talk about risk. I know, risk management isn't exactly the sexiest topic. It's not as fun as planning events, launching a program, or getting a big donation. But here's the truth. A lot of nonprofits are making big decisions based on myth that could put their whole entire organization at risk. And as someone who's worked with nonprofit for years, I've seen these myths cause real damages. So today, we're breaking down 3 big risk management myths that could cost your nonprofit money, reputation, and even legal trouble. And I'm here to make sure that that does not happen to you. So here's the first myth. We're too small to worry about risk. Bestie, I can't tell you how many times I've heard we're just a small nonprofit. We don't really have much to lose. And every time I have to take a deep breath and say, here's the truth. Size doesn't protect you. If you have a mission, money, donors, or people relying on you, you have risk. Small nonprofits are actually more vulnerable because they don't always have the budget or resources to recover from a crisis. A single lawsuit, data breach, or fraud case can wipe your funding overnight. I work with a nonprofit that had just a small team and 1 bank account. No one was checking the transaction. Turns out an employee had been stealing some small amount of money over time. It added up to $50,000 before anyone noticed. Because they were small, they assumed, oh, that won't happen to us. Here is the second myth. Insurance covers everything, so we're good. Bestie, let's talk about this one because it's one of the biggest mistakes I see. So many nonprofits think that as long as they have insurance, they're protected. But here's the truth. Insurance is important, but it's not a magic shield. Not all policies cover everything. Some don't cover volunteers, events, or even cyber threats. If your nonprofit gets sued for mismanagement or board negligence, general liability won't cover that. A lot of claims get denied because nonprofits don't read the exclusion. Bestie, here's a tip. If you have insurance, pull out your policy today and check out for these things. Does it cover your volunteers? A lot don't. Does it cover cyber attack or data breach? Does it cover your board decision? If not, you need a directors and officers or D&O insurance policy. And besties, if you're wondering what a D&O policy covers and why your nonprofit need it, check out my video where I break it all down. I'll link it in the description. Okay? And if you're not sure if you have the right coverage, click the link on description. Me and my team members will love to help you figure it out. And here is the biggest myth that we are about to bust. We can't handle a crisis if it happens. But let me tell you something. The middle of a crisis is the worst time to figure things out. Here's the truth. A PR scandal, fraud accusation, or a lawsuit can destroy your donor's trust overnight. Nonprofits that don't have a crisis plan in place usually makes things worse when something happens. Even a simple checklist can make the difference between bouncing back or shutting down. I've seen nonprofits get caught in media scandals because they didn't know how to respond fast enough. One nonprofit had an internal dispute that spilled into the public. The news got involved, and instead of having a crisis communication plan, the leadership went silent for weeks. By the time they spoke up, they had lost their key donor. Here's the lesson. Have a crisis response plan. Even a one page with who handle what can save your nonprofit. So there, you have the 3 risk management myths. And guess what? They're all busted! The best thing you can do for your nonprofit is be proactive. Don't let these myths leave you vulnerable. Risk management isn't about fear, it's about power. When you know what's coming your way, you can handle anything. So I want to know, what's a risk management myth that you've heard? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to protect your nonprofit, click in the link in the description to speak to one of our team members. We'll help you review your nonprofit coverage and make sure you have the right protection in place. So before you go, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with your nonprofit bestie. I'll see you in the next video. See you later, besties.